In this video we have some tactics, or at least a technique, and that's encirclement and sniping of an enemy unit. Not necessarily a baited ambush because we're not drawing the enemy in, but we're allowing them to pass through our positions, and then when they get into an area that we've chosen as the kill zone, we close the encirclement and we take them out. Now, I came across this from reading the book Tactics of the Crescent Moon by H. John Poole. This is in the first chapter in relation to the Gallipoli campaign during an action around Suvla Bay in 1915. And he points out that this is a common tactic found in East Asia and the Orient. And he references this to a mission, Operation Buffalo, in July of '68, where the 1st and 9th Marines walked into the marketplace and ended up in this same situation. Now, for this to work, the enemy has to be well camouflaged, well hidden, so that the enemy will just walk right by, won't even notice that the guerrillas are there. So in this is our enemy unit marching into the woods. These are the guerrillas. They are in camouflage positions, like the one-man hide positions, or one-man foxholes, the covered foxholes that I did a video on about 2 years ago. Our enemy is moving in that direction. They're doing a search operation. They're trying to locate guerrillas. We found out that the enemy's coming in. Maybe our LPOPs, or we got word that the enemy was going to be conducting an operation. We got the word from our militia support elements, our patriot support elements. And we moved in and we're set up just in case. We're going to see how they move through, where they go, and then we're going to encircle them and take them out, or at a minimum we're just going to pick them off one by one. So the enemy's moving through. We're going to either lure them in, or they just enter into the kill zone. Our kill zone is going to be this area up in here. We've determined that that is the best area that we're going to take them out. So we're going to try to keep them in that general location. So we get them in there, or they get in there. Maybe they decide that they're going to have to close up their formation. They get into the position and we stop them in there. Maybe we'll give them signs that there could be an ambush up ahead. Maybe give them indications of a larger enemy element is ahead of them. This could be because of noise. It could be sight, your visuals. Maybe they'll see a couple people running through the woods, you know, going from bush to bush ahead. Maybe it smells. They start smelling things that could indicate that, hey, there's a large enemy encampment ahead. Maybe they get smells of cooking fires or something like that. Or maybe we give them indications that there are mines or booby traps ahead of them. We're trying to stop them in this particular area. Or maybe we pin them by giving sporadic machine gun fire from the front. We're going to try to get them to deploy. So maybe we got a light machine gun up here, and you know, gives a little burst, takes out the person in front, something like that. We're trying to get them to stay here. So they get into position, you know, they're in there, they're reacting to whatever. Maybe they're getting online, pulling a little bit of security to their sides, whatever. And their rear security. Now, at this point, the guerrillas are going to have to, or our troops are going to have to move into a position that we can start picking them off. Now when they move, they're going to have to move as concealed as possible, so they should already have a pretty good feel of the area and know which way to go. So maybe this guy up here moves first along to here, and he takes a position up in here. Maybe he's moving between bushes. Maybe there's a small little draw or dip in the ground that he's able to move, or keep the enemy's focused in this direction. They're still in the same spot. Maybe we'll get this guy, he'll pull back a ways and then move over to here and take up a position here. He's pretty good where he's at. Maybe he'll just pop up the cover on his position when it's needed. And then maybe this one, you know, maybe he'll move up into here and he'll take up a position here. Now, once they're in position, or they're getting into position, once the enemy's inside the kill zone, we stop them there, we start sniping them. Now the tactic is, you take out a person that is not looking in your direction at that particular time, and you have a good sight picture on that enemy, and you have a confirm that you're going to kill them. Because you don't want to get crossfire going where you're going to start picking off your people. So let's say this one here, this guy's, you know, starts watching that direction because he heard something moving up there. Well, this guy here, when he pops up, takes a headshot, takes him down. Well, in this one, he's probably going to start shifting back that way. Maybe he'll squeeze off a few rounds. He might get, this guy here might start watching that direction. Everyone's, you know, starting to go into a 360 and stuff. And then as the opportunity presents itself, they pick someone off that's not looking in their direction. So maybe this guy over here, when he gets into position, this guy's watching over this way or whatever. This guy here picks off this one, nails him in the back of the head, that type of thing. You take your target of opportunity. Now, if we get them stuck in there, they go down in a prone, that type of stuff, they take up position. If anyone tries to get up and leave the area, they try fleeing, anyone tries escaping, that person is cut down immediately. Do not let them leave the kill zone. You want to get the enemy scared that they're in this position, that they're cut off, they're surrounded, and you just pick them off one by one. Doesn't have to be right away. You know, if it takes half a day, takes a full day, so be it. You know, whatever the situation will allow you, and, you know, the known enemy response. You know, how are they going to back these people up? How quick can they react? We want to take them out before they can get bailed out of this situation. And the ultimate goal is to eliminate all enemy troops in the position, and then who's ever in charge of our little ambush here, who's ever in charge of the encirclement, at the time that he thinks that they've been successful, well, then he gives whatever signal. Let's say it's a blow on a whistle. Maybe he smacks a stick upside a tree X number of times. Say, you know, hits it up against a tree 3 times, waits a few seconds, and then hits it 2 times. And then that's the signal to move forward. And then, you know, whoever's been designated for checking the area starts moving forward cautiously, keeps everyone on the ground, all the potentially dead enemy troops covered as they're checking the area. And then they go through and they do exactly that. They check each enemy troop, make sure they're dead, and then strip them of their equipment. Then our troops distribute that stuff amongst them and they leave the area. It's a fairly simple thing when you read it in the book, and it makes a lot of sense. Lure the enemy into the potential kill zone or allow them to enter into it. Your people then reposition as needed so that they can get the best shots on the enemy. And then they start picking them off one by one or two by two, whatever. Small groups. You know, if you can toss a hand grenade in there and take out 3 at one shot, you do it. Otherwise, you know, take your target of opportunity, pick the enemy off when they're not looking in your direction. Get them scared so they don't know which direction the fire is coming from at any given moment. Fear is one of your allies in this situation. You're trying to cause so much fear in the enemy that they're either going to do something stupid, they're going to jump up, try running, in which case you can cut them down easily, or they get so fearful that they get paralyzed, allowing you to reposition and get a better shot in on them. If you need to reposition during this ambush to get a better shot, you do it. But always remember to stay as concealed as possible. Don't let your enemy see you moving unless that's part of what you're doing to try to stop them in the kill zone. Then you want them to see you. But simple tactic. Like I said, I found this in chapter 1 of Tactics of the Crescent Moon by H. John Poole. Apparently this is a common tactic that was employed against the U.S. in Vietnam, and it's employed very heavily by insurgents in the Middle East. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and militia movements, always remember, essay on.